What's something you thought was common knowledge but found out most people didn't know? You let people out before entering. Ammonia plus bleach equals poison gas. Don't combine the two. And pay attention to the active ingredients on cleaning products. Glass cleaner is often ammonia-based while bathroom cleaners usually contain bleach. For example, the older I get, the more I'm realizing basic history is not known at all. Cows have to give birth first before they can produce milk, just like any other mammal. If you are driving and it is raining, turn your lights on. If the traffic lights are out at an intersection, treat it as a four-way stop. What one thing a kid born after 2000 will not understand no matter how long you explain it? Looking forward to Monday's newspaper having that week's TV guide so you could see what movies were on that week. How the year 2000 seemed like some year way off in the future. Now I have lived more than half my life in the 21st century. Heck, we had a technology show called Beyond 2000. Others have mentioned not being online 24/7. Dial-up internet, the world before social media, being without the internet, etc. I don't any of those are really that hard to explain because you can simulate that experience today. What you can't simulate is what the internet used to be. Search engines were borked. There was no good search engine and your bookmark field had an actual purpose. Wikipedia didn't exist. The closest you got to something like that was a list of links at some random website. Want to know about ants? Here's a link to a site with pictures in wildly different resolution and a background made to mimic old parchment. You couldn't use the internet to listen to music. You could barely use it to look at low-res pictures, and you'd be lucky if even half the features of anything functioned. Old-timey internet was wild. It was also in today's eyes an uncanny valley. I tried to explain to my nieces that you used to get the internet through your phone. They were all like, yeah, duh. Then I had to explain that the phone line had to be connected to a special box which had to be connected to a computer that you could only connect to the internet if no one else was using the phone. If you wanted to know something your family or friends didn't know, and you couldn't find it in the library, you were unlikely to find out the answer. This applied to all sorts of things all of the time. I doubt younger people today can really imagine the difference immediate information availability makes in our daily lives. People just went away, and you never saw them again or had any idea what they were doing with their lives. Without social media, everyone but your closest friends or family disappeared from your life forever. And you had no clue what they were doing. Remember, you can't Google them either. Ex-boyfriend? I heard a rumor from an old HS buddy I ran into at the mall that he moved to New Jersey. Camp buddy? Randomly ran into him 2 decades later. And he was totally different. Those stories just don't happen anymore thanks to social media. Women know what hockey team their high school boyfriend's kid plays for. It's why kids don't understand the point of stuff like HS reunions. What would earning the equivalent of $70,000 US a year mean to you? In today's exchange rate, that is 345k Brazilian reais. Divided by 12. It's 28k monthly. I live with roughly 10k monthly and I live a very comfortable life. Earning almost 3x that and I'll feel like a king. I make just under that and ya boy still struggles. I make that in the US. Up until 2019-2020 it was considered a great wage, especially in the area I live. My job was also considered a good job. Since then, with inflation out of control and the housing market in the shitter, it's almost barely enough to support a family and have any sort of life other than work and sleep. I know I'm fortunate compared to some, but man, I've worked so hard for 20 years to get to where I am. And it feels like they keep moving the goalpost. Depends on how I would be earning it. Way better life. I wouldn't have to worry if I can afford food after paying the rent. Subscribe, my brothers.